Alright, hello and welcome back everyone to another Out of the Park simulation. As you can see here, I have created an All-MLB team for 2020, which means what I consider to be the best possible team. I based it partly off real life, and then I took into account the Out of the Park ratings of the players to make the best possible combination of players. This is a bit different from what we usually do here. Usually we replace a team with just a single player. But big shout out to eBest7 for suggesting this. And some of my decisions I'd like to explain in terms of picking the players. Obviously we got Trout in center, Betts in right. The first person that came to mind for left field was either Acuna or Yelich, but Juan Soto ended up having better ratings than either of them, and Yelich ended up being on the bench. Acuna did not make the team, surprisingly. We went with Bregman at third. That's pretty universal. In my opinion, Francisco Lindor is undebatably the best shortstop in the MLB, but in Out of the Park, he's only a 4-star player. As you can see right here, his ratings just are not amazing. I think he's underrated in this game. So it was between Baez and Trevor Story as my two starting shortstops, and I just decided to go with Baez just because, he's a Cubby. I'm a big fan of him. They had essentially equal ratings. They were both rated higher than Lindor, however, which was definitely surprising. We went with Ozzie Albies at second. He was the highest rated second baseman. Freddie Freeman was the highest rated first baseman, although after I picked him, I realized I had put Bellinger on the team as a backup outfielder, and he just had better hitting ratings than Freeman, so he could just play first base. Freeman would be a backup. Grandal and Realmuto are our two catchers. Realmuto is going to be the starter, and the other person who will round out our bench is Nolan Arenado. We got a lot of versatility in the infield, especially with just Baez and Bregman. Baez can play second or third if he has to. Bregman plays short at times, so I think that's going to work out well for us. On the pitching side of things, there were 5 pitchers in Out of the Park for 2020 who got the full 5-star rating. Those were Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and a little surprisingly, Lucas Giolito made that upper tier of pitcher, so those were our starting 5. I decided I would get a 6th starting pitcher for depth, and out of the 4.5-star starting pitchers, I picked Jack Flaherty. Then for the bullpen, there were not too many 5-star guys either, but I went with Nick Anderson, Aroldis Chapman, Edwin Diaz, Ken Giles, or Giles, I'm not sure, Josh Hader, Craig Kimbrell, and Roberto Osuna. Obviously, he's a troubling character, but for the purpose of this experiment, we just want to make the best possible team performance-wise. One thing that surprised me was Craig Kimbrell was still rated among the best relievers in all of baseball despite his disastrous 2019 season. His ratings did not drop at all, so he's on the team. That's about it. The lineups, we got Mike Trout batting third in every lineup. I feel comfortable about that. I'd say about time to get into it. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to play opening day. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then I'm going to simulate through the season. There's no question this is going to be an amazing team. They're definitely going to be the best team in baseball. Obviously, it would be a huge shock if they didn't win the World Series. My question going into this was, can they go undefeated? And honestly, I think it's more likely than not that they don't go undefeated. I picture them winning about maybe 130, 140 games. My predictions are often not the most accurate. So with all that being said, let's get into opening day against the Brewers. Oh, and one last thing, I picked the Cubs for this because they are a very average team. In real life, some would call them probably slightly above average, would be the average estimation of their talent for 2020. And Out of the Park, they're rated a little lower than they are in real life, so there were other average teams I could have picked, but I decided to go with the Cubs because I'm a Cubs fan. And the idea of picking an average team is just to have as little impact on the level of competition you're facing as possible. So here's our opening day lineup. We got Betts, Soto, Trout, Bregman, Bellinger, Realmuto, Baez, deGrom, Albies batting 9th. Do a setup for the top of the order. That is just a very visually pleasing lineup, and we actually got Yelich beating Bregman. Their cleanup hitter's better than our cleanup hitter. but I think we'll be all right. So let's get into it. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I wonder how this team would do, I wonder what would happen if we did this, just let me know down in the comments. I always will take people's suggestions for future videos. This video was a suggestion I got in the comments. And if you're interested, we've already made videos where we replaced an entire team with Mike Trout, the best hitter in baseball, DeGrom, the best pitcher, Ohtani, the best two-way player. Among other things, you can look through the playlist on our channel, which I will put in the description. Wow. JT Realmuto with a passed ball. You don't see that every day. I am really excited to see the end-of-year stats for all these amazing hitters batting in the same lineup with each other. That's just going to be insane. Okay, well, 2 innings in the books, and all 6 of DeGrom's outs so far have been strikeouts, which is pretty notable, I'd say. Alright, our first lead of the year, a sac fly by Trout to drive in Betts. Pretty fitting. This game's not going to score quite as many runs as the Trout team, but they'll be close with a good balance of righties and lefties and, you know, things like that. One thing I forgot to mention so far is that I turned off injuries, which is something I've considered doing on the earlier simulations. I decided to do it on this one just so that I didn't have to make like a 40-man roster and like a AAA full of like the second tier of best players in the game. Man, could not have asked for a much better game from DeGrom. 7 shutout innings, 11 strikeouts, only like 2 or 3 hits. Pretty much everyone in this bullpen has maxed out stuff and then like average to decent control. But the one guy who doesn't is Osuna, who, you know, famously has good but not amazing stuff, especially for a closer, but really good command as well. And then I think I will bring in Nick Anderson to try to close it out. Anderson strikes out the side, and we win the game 7-0. A completely dominant shutout, a 2-hitter, 7 innings from DeGrom, 2 hits, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. What a game. Then a scoreless inning from Giles and Anderson, who combined for 5 strikeouts. We struck out the Brewers 16 times, which is pretty fantastic. Betts did a great job leading off. Trout went 0 for 2, but he walked twice and had a sac fly. Bregman went 2 for 4, Realmuto went 2 for 5. Yelich with the pinch hit home run. Not an outstanding game from this offense, but definitely nothing to complain about too. I honestly want to keep playing these games. I think what I'll do for this one, just since it's so fun to play through games with this team, I might play a game each month, and after each month I'll have a little update as to the state of the team, and then I'll also try to play a game with each different starting pitcher. So that'll be fun, Hey there, since you're still watching this video, I just wanted to really quickly show you how few of our viewers are actually subscribed right now, and if you're interested in subscribing, it would mean a lot to us. We really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 100 subs, so if you're enjoying the content, that's a great way to show your support. We always appreciate it, so thank you very much if you subscribed, and with that in mind, let's get back to the video. Oh, we lost a game. Well, I guess we're not going undefeated, but let's see how close we can come. I'll simulate to the end of April, then we'll play another game. So, through April, phenomenal start. We are not as unstoppable as I thought we would be. We lost 6 times in the first month, but still fantastic. Let's see who's starting this game. Looks like Scherzer is, so we'll play this one with our number 3 starter, I believe. And let's see how it goes. Alright, let's play the Diamondbacks. Scherzer, by the way, off to a 5-0 start, 1.73 ERA. We expect nothing less from this team. Baez has not been too hot at the plate lately. I'm thinking maybe for a time we have Arenado start at third, who's been pretty hot, and Bregman start at short. Hit Tim Locastro with a pitch, please. Aw. That was a little foolish baseball reference there for all you true fans. And there it is. That's a close one, but a 3-2 win over the Diamondbacks. The offense has not been popping off the way it feels that it should, but you know what? It's still doing pretty dang well. Cody Bellinger rather has been the best hitter in baseball so far. Yeah, Scherzer with his 6th win. Wonder how many wins some of our pitchers are gonna get this year in this game. Let's simulate through May. At the rate they're playing right now, it's not even guaranteed that they're gonna have the best winning percentage of all time. The best winning percentage was 753, so they're at 800 right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at the players' stats right now. We got 2 guys really underperforming, Baez and Grandal. Freddie Freeman has been doing great, which is unfortunate because him and Bellinger are both our first baseman for the moment, for the time being. Betts has not been doing fantastic. He's been doing very badly for him. Same with Trout, an 858 OPS. That is sad. You would think the majority of these players would have an OPS in the 900s, but none of them do right now, which is definitely surprising. I'm possibly more interested in the pitchers. In some cases, we are doing fantastically. 3.2 wins above replacement for the Nationals duo. Strasburg's got a 1.41 ERA. He's 9-0. Diaz's ERA is down at 0.68. He's worth Our closer has been worth 1.5 wins above replacement through 2 months. That's 4.5 wins over a full season from a closer. That's far more than the majority of teams' best starting pitcher. Our worst pitcher looks like Kimbrel. Not too surprising, but none of them have been doing badly. Unlike our hitters, some of them have been doing not amazing, but now we're going to be playing against the Reds. We've got Giolito starting, who's our third different pitcher. Hey, we got a game at Wrigley. It's been a while since I played an out-of-the-park game in Wrigley. Alright, well, this red-hot lineup has been shut down by Sonny Gray so far. I think we've only got 2 hits through 4 innings. Oh, there it is, Bellinger. His 3rd hit of the game, giving the team a boost. He is the only one who has hit today, like, at all. I'm thinking of, after this game, honestly, making a roster change, adding one more pitcher, getting rid of a hitter. Because, definitely could use one more reliever on this team. Okay, Trout has not been hitting well this game. A line out. Okay, going to the 11th. We're on our last pitcher. Freddie Freeman striking out 5 times. I should have just put Bellinger at first. Gotta score 2 runs now in the 12th. This lineup needs to stop underperforming so freaking hard. What do we got? Albies? He's a better righty than he is a lefty. Is that... Let's go! 4-3 win in 12 innings. Look at that graph. Actually, Loizaga, whatever. He's not doing well this year, but he's got a lot better stamina than the rest of the relievers, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use him. Lindor has passed Baez in ratings, so while we're making adjustments, we'll make Lindor the starter instead of Baez now. Honestly, Arenado feels pretty non-essential to me, so I think we're going to get rid of Arenado. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, moves have been made. We now have Loizaga as a new member of our bullpen. We have gotten rid of Arenado. We will be playing through June now. And the Dodgers have been doing absolutely amazing. They're only a few games behind the Cubs. It's insane. They're a real-life all-star team. So after being put in the lineup against lefties more, Albies wins batter of the month. After being promoted to the starting shortstop, Lindor goes on a home run streak, so I'd say those moves worked out pretty well against the Brewers. Is it someone? We have not done Strasburg yet. We've done DeGrom, Scherzer, and Giolito. We still need to do Strasburg, Cole, and Flaherty. Real Muto hitting a bomb, putting us out in front 2-1. He has been hitting better in this season so far than he ever has in real life. Steven Strasburg with an RBI single to make it 4-1. Alright, there we go, an 8-2 win against the Brewers. Fantastic start from Strasburg, as per usual. One thing I noticed is that so far in this season, Trout has an average below 250 and an on-base percentage above 400, which I don't know if he'll be able to keep that up, but if he were to keep that up, that would most certainly be the first time that had ever happened in MLB history. I would have to double check, but I would be shocked if it wasn't. It's absolutely nuts. So now we will play through July. Alright, well, through July, one notable thing, we had a 17-game winning streak, which is fantastic. Who have we got in this game, and how come we always end up facing the Brewers? We've got Cole, our 5th different starter, but what I have realized is that I am going to have to play the playoff games, so I'm just going to stop playing through these games and just simulate the rest of the season, because there is no need for me to play all these games in the middle of the year when I'm just going to end up playing them at the end of the year anyway. Alright, you know, I like our chances, but it is not impossible that we could lose to the Dodgers in the playoffs, because they have been absolutely nuts this season as well. Alright, well, the regular season has come to an end. The team has won 135 games. Lucas Giolito led the league in ERA, Scherzer led the league in wins, Albies led the league in batting average. The player who had the lowest rating coming into this season was Albies, and he ended up being our most valuable position player. Bellinger led us in OPS. Trout hit 44 home runs, which was the most on the team. Mookie had a 2020 season. Albies hit 348, which is nuts. This is like peak Albies. Bellinger also hit 300. Lindor hit 300 in a little over half a season. Grandal and Baez remained below average hitters throughout the season. They still were fairly valuable players just because they're great at defense. Trout almost did the sub 250 over 400 if he had just gotten a few less hits. Obviously, he's never going to hit 255 in real life. Like, come on. That's ridiculous, but I guess it happened in the game. 134 walks, an insane amount. Let's take a look at the pitchers. So, our best pitcher, we had 3 7-win guys, Cole, Giolito, and Scherzer. Then Strasburg, then DeGrom, then Flaherty. Cole struck out 284 batters. Scherzer went 21-2. These win-loss records are nuts. 19-1, 21-2, 14-2, 16-5, 18-4, 16-1. Absolutely insane. Thing is, none of them even started 30 games, which makes it even more impressive that we had a 21-game winner and a 19-game winner and an 18-game winner. If we look at ERA, Edwin Diaz, a 1.38, which is pretty nuts. He struck out 112 batters as a reliever. If there was anyone who did bad, Craig Kimbrell, sort of as we expected, a 4.03 ERA, not very good. Loaizaga, which I believe these stats are only after he came over to the Cubs, did way better. We are going to play through the playoffs now. I'll mostly simulate through them. I won't go through them as much as I was in the earlier games. We're starting off in the division series with the Nationals, and I've never seen this before. But it's a tie, I suppose. That is a weird little graphic. The T is messed up. It's not very symmetrical, but you know what? Can't question it. I guess Giolito's our #1 starter now. Giolito has ascended to become the best pitcher in the game. Alright, well, I simulated to the 6th. We have gone absolutely sicko mode on the Nationals. Let's just go through the rest of this game since we're obviously going to win. A 13-6 victory, 11 runs in the first inning. Betts, Soto, Trout, the top 3 in the order, as well as Lindor. Coming in clutch, coming in big. Giolito, not the best start, but the offense more than made up for it. Let's go with the same lineup that crushed it in the last game. If we quick play to the 6th, another dominant start to the game, 10-0 lead. Let's just finish this game. That's a 16-0 win. That's nuts. Crazy good. 8 shutout innings from DeGrom with 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, no walks. It's like a grand slam from Bellinger, 4 hits from Soto, 3 extra base hits from Betts, 2 homers from Betts, 16 runs, 6 runs in 1 inning, and it was a shutout. Let's go to the last game of the series. Oh, it's Cole versus Strasburg. Okay, a mere 3-1 lead. A reasonable amount of winning. Okay, well, the Nationals tied up with a 2-run homer in the 7th, and things are close in the clinching, hopefully, game of the NLDS. Lindor, a 3-run shot from the right side of the plate. It's 6-3 us. There it is, striking out the side, and that is a sweep in the NLDS. Mookie Betts, definitely the player of the series with 2 doubles, 3 homers, a 6.15 average, although Juan Soto also did incredibly well. Oh, and the Braves defeat the Dodgers in their division series, so we're not even going to have to face the big bad Dodgers. Quick play into the 6th in the first game of this NLDS, and it is a 1-1 tie. This offense, I've noticed, despite it being, potentially the best possible offense made of modern MLB players. It's very hot and cold. It's like all or nothing. Sometimes they score like less than 5 runs per game, but if they score more than that, they're going to score more than 10. You know what I mean? They're not the type of team to consistently score 8 in a game. Wow. Game 1 of the NLDS decided on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 10th, but we'll take it. It only scored 2 runs in 10 innings in that game, not ideal. You know, sometimes it's gonna happen. We still pulled out the victory behind a 13 strikeout start from Max Scherzer. Game 2, another close one, a 5-3 win this time. Trout with a 3-run homer, and Bellinger with a 2-homer game. Grom goes almost 8 innings. Diaz strikes out the side for the save. So Bregman has been doing nothing so far in the playoffs, so we're gonna sit him for this game. We'll bring in Baez to play third. Alright, after 6 innings, we are down 4-zip. Not managed to score. Cole cannot pull out a great start.
It's peanut butter jelly time!
Alright, well, my game crashed, so hopefully too much wasn't lost, but I didn't save in the middle of the season because I was just playing through it. I was recording. So it's possible that the entire season was just undone by the game crashing. And yep, that is what happened. So, hope you enjoyed the video. That's gonna be it, I guess. Sorry for the disappointing ending, but you know what? We definitely would have won the World Series. There's no way we would not have. I would have liked to look at the league leaders. I would have liked to look at the team's stats, but I'm not gonna sim through all of that again. In summary, they won 135 games. We had an ERA crown, a win crown, a batting average crown. No one led the league in WAR. Albies was our best player. Giolito was our best pitcher, surprisingly, or Cole, arguably. And yeah, that's about it. It was a very successful team. It was actually, I guess in the beginning when I said 130 to 140 wins, I was pretty much exactly right because we got 135. So that'll be about it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Like I said earlier, if you have any suggestions, please drop them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to show your support, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see the rest of these, and check out the playlist in the description to see the Out of the Park sims that we have already done. That's it for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next life.